I spent my whole life resenting my twin brother. It took one weekend to learn I'd had him completely wrong. I'm 17, and my twin Caleb is everything I'm not. Varsity soccer, effortlessly liked, the kind of kid teachers remember before the first week is over. Our parents never really hid who counted more. His trophies sit on a shelf my dad built specifically for them in the living room. His games get circled in red on the family calendar. My things never made it onto the calendar at all. Freshman year, I tried out for the team after practicing in the driveway all summer until my legs gave out. I didn't make it. Caleb made varsity without trying, and that same week, my parents framed his jersey in the hallway while I shoved my participation slip into a drawer. After that, teachers would light up when they spotted me in the halls, until they realized I wasn't him, and I'd watch their faces fall. I learned to expect it. For our 16th birthday, my parents threw the usual combined party, which was somehow always soccer-themed with his friends, his music, his cake. I invited 4 people. One came, because everyone assumed it was really Caleb's party. I spent most of the night in the backyard pretending to scroll my phone. Last spring, I applied to a competitive engineering program I actually cared about. Weeks on the essays, recommendation letters, more effort than I'd ever put into anything. Caleb applied too, even though he'd never mentioned engineering in his life. He got in. I didn't. My parents threw a dinner to celebrate while I ate in silence and listened to my mom say how proud she was of him. That was the night I stopped telling my family anything that mattered, because watching them not care was worse than keeping it inside. I started eating early so I wouldn't have to sit at the table. I spent most of my time in my room with the door shut. The anger stopped being loud and turned into something heavy that just sat in my chest like a stone I couldn't set down. Then last month, Caleb went away for a tournament, and I went into his room for a charger. His laptop was open, screen still on. I knew I shouldn't look, but I did, figuring I'd find something dumb. His notes app was open to a folder called Stuff. I clicked it, expecting nothing. A list titled, Things I Can't Say. The first line stopped my breath. He's smarter than me, and it's not even close. The second, I pulled out of the engineering program and asked them to give my spot to my brother. They gave it to someone else instead. I think about it every day. The third, Mom and Dad are wrong about him. I've told them 100 times, and they don't listen to me either. The last one broke something open in my chest. I'd trade everything I have if my brother could feel like he matters for just one day. I was still sitting on his bed staring at it when I heard the front door. Caleb walked in, gym bag on his shoulder, confused about why I was in his room. He looked at the screen, then at me, and his whole face shifted into something I couldn't read. He didn't yell at me for snooping. He just stood there a second and said, "You weren't supposed to find that." I couldn't make words happen. He dropped his bag, sat down next to me, and stared at the wall like he was searching for what to say. Then he turned to me. "I've been trying to get them to see you since we were 12. I'm sorry I couldn't make it happen." And the stone I'd been carrying for years just cracked. I finally told him everything. The driveway, the drawer, the teachers' faces, the birthday in the backyard. He listened to all of it without once getting defensive. And when I finished, he said the trophies on that shelf had never once made him feel the way he felt watching our parents skip past me at dinner. He told me he'd hated that jersey on the wall. He told me he'd applied to engineering because he thought if they saw us both want it, maybe they'd finally pay attention to me too. It backfired, and he'd never forgiven himself. We talked until 2 in the morning, the longest real conversation we'd ever had. It turned out the brother I'd spent my whole life resenting had been quietly fighting for me in rooms I never knew about. It didn't fix our parents overnight. That's a slower thing, and we're still in the middle of it. But Caleb and I started over. He comes to my room now instead of me hiding in it. He put my old participation slip up on his trophy shelf right in the middle and dared our dad to take it down. I wasted years hating the one person in that house who was on my side. I'm not wasting anymore.